Well, we are here in the Your Fix studio and we're talking about gut health this week. This is week 3 of our gut health transformational mindset, I'd like to call it, because we really are talking about something different when it comes to gut health. And Lynette, you've brought a special guest into the studio tonight.
I have. I've brought my colleague Mike Eyres. Hi Mike, welcome.
Hi. Good evening. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I can't wait to talk to you. So Mike is a registered naturopath and medical herbalist.
And a retired winemaker.
Which I just found out. How did I not know that?
I keep it kind of
on the down.
Oh, well, we know now, so that's good. I like wine. So Mike is a really, he's quite passionate about all things health and getting to the bottom of things, and in particular men's health. So, you know, he works a lot with men, and it's interesting, Mike, because we were talking earlier, and you would think that we both came from different planets. What's the saying?
Men are from Mars, women are from Venus, right?
That's right. Yeah. And you'd think we were completely different species under the skin, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we would. Yeah, and we see them present quite differently in clinic too.
So my understanding is that often, and I know from our audiences who watch these shows, often our audiences are mostly women when it comes to Health Bites. So women are doing more research. They're the first ones perhaps to hop on Dr. Google.
First sign of bloating,
that's
and
right.
They look for help.
And is this something you're seeing in the clinic as well, Mike?
So men are different. If we talk about the ladder, men seem to wait till they're further up before they go, what's going on here? So they tend to just, when we talk about living with symptoms, they'll live with symptoms for a long time.
Wow.
And sometimes it takes someone else to tell them, hey, have you thought about, you know, talking to someone about this? Maybe go and get help. That's not normal.
Interesting. So they're more likely to be up in the upper end of symptoms on that health ladder or up in the diagnosed disease?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sometimes we see them come to us after they've had that initial health scare. Their GP might have told them they're going to need to have medication. You know, if it's cardiovascular health, that would probably be a statin, or their blood pressure's high.
Insurance gets men in the door, because suddenly they're like, oh, I've been eating all this rubbish and drinking all this alcohol and taking all these pills, and I need to go and get blood tests done, and I bet my liver's screaming, I bet I've got high cholesterol. So men will suddenly come running in the door and say, fix me, and then they go to the doctor.
Oh, very, very interesting.
Yeah, very sneaky men.
I want to know, like, I know we've written down here, you know, what are the things that men are predominantly coming into the clinic for? And you've just written some notes of things like stress and work-life balance. Is that really affecting their health?
Yeah, just recently it seems we've had a slew of folks who are coming in and they're feeling fatigued, they're working full time, they've come through those baby years and maybe not in the best shape. They've backed off on their physical exercise, maybe stopped playing for those sports teams, and they're just surviving really, and they're not well.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's quite different. We were also talking about this before the show, that the men who come in who are of that slightly older generation have been really quite robust for their whole lives, and they're really coming in when they're 70s and 80s and looking at healthy aging and the rest of their life. But these guys coming in their 30s and 40s are in much worse health. I think it's just I'm not really quite sure what the difference is, but yeah, it's just an interesting trend that we've noticed.
Now, I've just had a couple of comments come in through on the South Pacific College of Natural Medicine page. Thank you guys for sending your questions in, and I'll grab some answers from you both on this first before we delve into your story. Catherine Blackmore said, hi Lynette, great show. Is it safe to use high dose vitamin C for illness or infection for people with IBS or IBD, considering the possibility of reaching bowel tolerance, safe with constipation prominent IBS, but avoid in diarrhea prominent? Thank you in advance.
Thanks, Kat.
Kelly Heald Wilson just said the same thing. Is it safe to use it? A great question. So they both want to know. Thank you.
Yeah, I think the question really is about the dose, right? I mean, vitamin C is totally safe to use in any of those conditions, but doing the really high dose with active inflammation and diarrhea, I would be pretty cautious around that. So I would probably figure out your dosing with a professional in those situations.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that, Mike.
Because also if you're already loose, you're going to go to, it may not be that you've reached bowel tolerance, but your bowel can't tolerate that form of vitamin C. So it also might be that you need to look at a different form of it, a more gentle form. So as Mike said, that's when it's totally important to get really sound advice from a professional, not who can sell vitamin C, but who has studied vitamin C and, you know, knows how to use it, particularly in a safe way.
Excellent. Now, Andy Crawford just messaged in and said, My Remedy is an amazing team. Highly recommend them. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you.
And she also said, do you think with regards to men's health, do you think it's part of that Kiwi harden up attitude?
Yeah, I think so. You know, we definitely have that macho attitude towards ourselves, and that you really should just toughen up and get on with it, which is good. It's an admirable quality, but when it goes on too long, you really have to rethink it, I think.
And I guess, you know, at the end of the day, nobody really wants to live a life in pain and discomfort, do we?
That's right. Bleeding from the bowel is not admirable.
That's not okay. That's not okay. We'll just leave that one right there. Now, Mike, you know, you've had your own journey with your health. Why transition from being a winemaker, coolest job ever, just saying, to working in natural medicine? So my understanding is you're a medical herbalist as well as a naturopath?
Yes. I graduated from South Pacific College of Natural Medicine, so we graduate with both of those qualifications.
Excellent. So why did you transition from wine to this?
Health has always been an interest of mine from my own experience as a teenager. Being sick, being diagnosed with IBD, using naturopathy to get well and then manage my symptoms. And I came back to New Zealand to be closer to family, and I just thought it was time to follow my passion and share with other people the health benefits that I receive from naturopathic care. So
with IBD, what sort of protocols were you using to help change your health? Because this is a big one, you know. Was it just 1 or 2 supplements you had to take, or was it a complete lifestyle change? It was a pretty intensive protocol to start with. I had been, leading up to when I saw the naturopath, I'd been 2 years of receiving pharmaceutical therapy, working with great GP and a specialist. And they'd really got me to this point where I was stable. And, you know, but I felt like I'd plateaued. I just wasn't getting any better, and I still wasn't as healthy as I was before I got sick. Gotcha. Now, Lynette would call that suboptimal living, right? Yep, exactly. So then I went to the naturopath and did a 6-week protocol, pretty intensive, full elimination diet. There was herbs, there was probiotics, and there was also protein supplementation just to kind of build me back up. A bit of a gut reset, really. Wow, that's incredible. And it was, the difference after 6 weeks was amazing. And so where's your health at now? If you're on that ladder, where is your health at now? So my feet are pretty firmly on the ground. I do use nutritional therapy and herbal medicine daily to manage my symptoms. But yeah, feeling I'm pretty happy. Yeah, I've been able to have, you know, this is career number 2, and I've had a family and full life. And yeah, that's incredible. Now we are going to get more into the symptoms and how to work with them very shortly, but you'll notice there's a bit of a recurring theme, and that's how much we love the South Pacific College of Natural Medicine and the Power Clinic, because they're really doing great work to bring new naturopaths into the world. And I guess when we hear stories from people that, you know, upset bowel, gut health is becoming more apparent, there is more need for people like both of you in the workplace or in the world. Absolutely. Really. We need more naturopaths. I was just doing a bit of reading before the show this afternoon and came across a news article last year about research on IBD in Christchurch, and the incidence in the last 10 years has doubled, and we now have documented one of the highest rates of IBD in the world. Wow. So, very interesting, considering some of the real big information that we've learned in the last 2 weeks here, and people seem to comment that link between stress and the gut. Absolutely. Wow. And if you have got IBD, we need to get on top of stress. That is number 1, isn't it? Yeah. And just before we cut to a quick video from Power Clinic, Bronwyn Todd has just said, hi, glad I remembered to tune in tonight. I love this live format. We love you being here. Thank you, Bronwyn. Hey, Bronnie. And yeah, it's great to have all of you watching, whether you're watching on My Remedy, Your Fix TV, or via the Power Clinic and South Pacific College of Natural Medicine. Well, there you go. That is Power Clinic. We love them, and we love that they're part of our journey with Health Bites. What I think I love the most is that you've got students there who are learning the latest research in natural medicine. It's such a great clinic. Now, Lynette, you've been doing a lot of work out there as well. Tell us some of the other great bits that you love about the clinic.
The garden, totally love the garden. So all of the naturopaths get to work in a beautiful environment. So it's hands-on, which is just really inspirational. The people there, the quality of the students is awesome. It's highly research focused. There's a full dispensary there. And, you know, because they've got supervision, you know, from people who are in the industry and working out in the profession, they're really, it's real cutting edge. And, you know, working with someone with Mike, he's got a really big research background. Correct. And so our students are actually giving us information and knowledge. So it's a really cooperative learning environment.
I love that. So if you do want to get in touch, if you are based in Auckland, we've got the details here on the screen for you. You can, of course, head to their website, which is www.spcnm.ac.nz, which is the South Pacific College Natural Medicine. That's what that stands for. Or give them a call, 09526 9277. They have incredibly well subsidised rates. So if you are on a bit of a budget and you really want to look at your health, look, free healthcare for kids under 6.
Yep, and for the seniors as well, and it's highly discounted. You're really helping the students to learn and get their qualification, but you're getting such a good service, and you are actually going to have a first touch of natural medicine, and it's quite surprising the results we see at the student clinic level. So please, you know, help the students in their journey and help yourself as well.
Excellent, thanks, Lynette. That's so good. So, Mike. Yep. We're talking IBD. Now, I understand with, you know, having had symptoms myself of IBS, and I know there's a lot of people who watch our show, they're used to the bloating, diarrhea, there, I said it again, you know, mood swings. I've heard people have messaged me personally saying, well, you know, when I eat certain things, I bloat and I get mood swings, they get the brain fog, a whole bunch of, you know, different symptoms like that. How is that different from somebody like you who lives with IBD?
So initially when people have IBD and it's in a flare-up situation, because IBD goes flare-ups and then remissions, so it might go away for a while, come back. So when it's in flare-up, the diarrhea is quite often, you know, we're talking at least 4 times a day, maybe up to 20 times a day. Lots of pain. They usually do lose weight. I think you mentioned that you didn't really seem to lose weight.
No.
So with IBD, the inflammation is so severe that they really just aren't absorbing any nutrients. So everything goes straight through. Nutrient deficiencies start to crop up. So people get skin issues, you know, cracks in the mouth, chapped lips show up, a really good early sign. And then the presence of blood would be really a warning sign and time to go to the doctor.
Wow.
Blood in the stool. Yeah.
So if any of you are watching and you're living with symptoms like this, please contact your healthcare professional. Get some help, get some support. Don't just Google it.
No.
Do something. Do something and look after your health.
Oh, and because the immune system is involved, people might have fevers that come and go as well. So if you've got those symptoms,
and aching joints.
Yeah. And inflamed eyes, joint pain.
Seriously?
Yeah, so if you think you've got IBS, but then you've got those other things going on as well, that's a good warning sign that you need to get yourself to your GP.
Yeah. So I'm going to put you on right on the platform now. I'm going to grill you. Can naturopathy cure IBD and IBS?
No, it's classed as an uncurable disease at this point. Even all the best drugs in the world can't cure it. So the real goal of complementary medicine, so an integrative, using medicine, drugs and natural health, is to, one, induce remission and then just maintain that remission as long as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
So
avoid the flare-ups as well.
Yes.
Find out what those triggers are so that you know, lower the stress, find the foods, and then you're not having as many flare-ups either.
So we can really provide ongoing care to figure out what foods you should be eating, what foods you should be avoiding, get those nutritional deficiencies addressed, because that's really our specialty.
Great. So the naturopathy can really work to calm those symptoms. so that you can lead a better life.
Absolutely. Come down the ladder a little bit.
Yeah, that's
like
great.
Mike is actually living really well. He has IBD, but because he's worked so much out, you know, and he knows what to put in and what not to put in. For example, we were talking about lettuce today, which is what I would consider healthy, and eat your lettuce. But for Mike, that is one of the most irritating foods he can have. So
Seriously?
working it all out, yeah.
So yeah, if I'm in really good state of remission, it's not too much of a problem. But if in any flare-ups, fiber is actually it's too aggressive. It's like eating sandpaper. You know, if you
Oh my goodness.
if you had a wound on your skin, you wouldn't not dress it and wear a scratchy woolen jumper. You know, it's that sort of thing. So that insoluble fiber can be really irritating to someone with IBD.
That
And a
is
flare.
mind-blowing. I had
and a
no
flare.
idea.
It has to be really carefully managed.
Okay, so on the flip side, we're talking about, obviously, you're a specialist in looking after men's conditions at My Remedy, and you're seeing men with digestive complaints, cardiovascular issues. Now, I know there's a lot of females who are watching out here who are the researchers and they want to know more about health. If they're in a situation where a significant man in their life, whether it's a son, whether it's their father or a partner, or even a colleague, workmate, who seems to look a little unwell or symptoms of dis-ease or discomfort, in your opinion, what can that whānau or friend or colleague do to support that person?
So I think it's just a matter of starting to talk to them about it. I think males in general kind of internalize things and keep things to themselves. So even I think people would be surprised about what comes out if you just ask them, are you okay? You know, how are you feeling? I've noticed you're not feeling great, or you don't look like you're doing so well. All those sort of wee starters to get a conversation going would be the place to start.
Yeah, we need to come out of the toilet.
Yeah.
Free the toilet.
Start telling each other about our bowel motions and our
Excellent.
health. And
I think I've started the
talking about it.
conversation tonight.
Looking forward to a wine tonight.
I know, right? I think we've used it. So before we finish up, because we've got a couple more things to just nut through before we go. So just can we finalise with really nutting down what people should be looking for? Lynette, with IBS, what are the key symptoms people need to be keeping an eye out for?
General discomfort. This is IBS.
Yep.
Bloating, flatulence, sort of indiscriminate bowel behaviour. So constipation or diarrhea or a mixture of both. Maybe some food intolerances. It's general, gentle. It's meh.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that bad.
Okay, excellent. Well, not excellent,
it's not great.
But thank you for that. And Mike, the symptoms of IBD that people should be looking out for.
So all of that Lynette just said, plus any unexplained weight loss, blood in the stool, unexplained fevers would be the three main ones, I think.
And the first step is not just to Google it, but to see a practitioner? Or
Well,
see
you can
a
go ahead and
healthcare
Google
professional?
it if you want, and then
and then
go
come and
ahead.
see a naturopath.
Yep.
And the thing is, as a naturopath, we're going to go, this is beyond us. This looks like it's more likely disease. We're going to send you to your GP. It's really important that you see a GP. So if we look at it and goes, hey, this is IBS, no problem. But even then, we might encourage you to just get some tests done and make sure it's nothing more sinister.
Now, Andy Crawford just messaged in again and said, I blow up with severe inflammation when eating lettuce.
Very interesting.
Very interesting, all right. I think maybe you need to pop in and see the team.
I think so, definitely.
Now, before we do go, Mike, you've brought in something delicious for us to try, which is something tasty, and it's also great for the bowel. What is this, Mike?
So we've been enjoying tonight what I would call a warming digestive tea. So we brewed it up. We've had it after our pre-show snack. And so this is a blend of two herbs, kawa, which is a native New Zealand plant, and is a really nice, warming, slightly spicy, peppery flavour.
Yum.
And with a whole heap of ginger root. And both of these herbs are carminatifs, which is a fancy word to say that they help the bowel to release gas.
Perfect. We love that.
So
That's later.
for people out there who might not have easy access to kawa, a great combo is just pick up some peppermint tea bags, and you just do a tea bag in a cup with half a dozen slices of ginger, and that just makes a really nice post-dinner drink to ease your digestion, warm you up, and help you sit down and rest and digest.
Oh, I like it. And it's really tasty. I've been drinking some as well. Slightly peppery aftertaste. You know, speaking to a wine connoisseur from a professional wino. But yeah, it's a really lovely warming drink. You can taste the pepperiness of that kawa. So when people are looking for kawa leaves, they might see them in the local park. They should obviously wash them.
Yes, there's please don't go out and just pick kawa willy-nilly, because I think it might be a crime. You can get a permit to harvest on dockland, but please contact Doc first. But it grows very readily in gardens, and lots of people have it in gardens. So if you know someone with it growing, you can pick fresh leaves.
Check your own backyard. Yeah.
And also, I think most health food stores probably have dried kawa that you can buy as well.
Excellent.
To use as tea.
Thanks, Mike. Thank you for making that too. It's very tasty. And finally, a couple of comments coming through. Miranda Sophie, I'm so glad this conversation has happened. Thank you, Mike, Monique and Lynette, for spurring healthy change in education. Mwah. Thank you, Miranda. And Andy Crawford just said, I agree, Miranda. It's great to take the time to listen and be listened to. Great team.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you guys for being part of the conversation. And also, I really want to thank both of you for coming into the studio this evening. I love the opportunity to pick your brains and to ask those questions that often people are too scared to ask. So thanks for helping on my own health journey, and for everybody watching as well. Thank you to you both.
Thank you.